happy to once again be with you in today's video. I'm going to talk about African finance and cybersecurity collaboration strategies to combat cybercrime in financial institutions. And prior to this, I had done a couple of videos on bank related cyber crime issues. One of note was a particular heist that apparently occurred between in recently with the Bank of Uganda, and some payments that were made for the commitments to the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and the African. It was actually a payment made to um, the World Bank, International Development Agency, for which some funds were remitted based on the premise that they were going to World Bank balance of payments, but from the government of Uganda, but instead were redirected to other entities. This also happened with the African Development Bank funding. So this is what I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to go into very detailed explanation of what actually transpired and who the people involved were operating from. So just let us proceed. Hello, hello. Um, African finance and cybersecurity collaborative strategies to combat cybercrime in financial institutions. The cyber heist of 2000. This is the overview of the heist. The cyber heist of 2024 marked a turning point for Uganda's financial landscape, exposing systematic vulnerabilities. The staggering theft of 60 billion Uganda shillings mirrors the growing threat of cybercrime in African finance, revealing critical gaps in security and oversight. Major transactions involved. Two significant transactions stand out in the heist, showcasing the manipulation of payment systems. These included a diversion of $6.1 million meant for the World Bank and a theft of $5.9 million from the African Development Fund. World Bank payment diversion. On September 10, 2024, a vital payment of $6.1 million designated for a World Bank loan was diverted to Roadway Limited via IFMS manipulation. This shift not only represents a significant financial loss, but also highlights weaknesses in payment approvals. The IFMS system is used by the Ugandan Treasury or Ministry of Finance to make critical payments internally and externally. We'll go into more into details about it and how it was manipulated. So, African Development Fund theft. The second notable theft occurred on September 26, 2024, involving $5.9 million allocated for the African Development Fund. By altering payment routing codes, the perpetrators executed a sophisticated fraud that questioned the integrity of financial transaction protocols. Executive level involvement. The investigations revealed direct ties between the theft and high-ranking officials within the Ministry of Finance of the Republic of Uganda. These individuals allegedly had the authority to approve payments, complicating oversight and accountability frameworks. One, Lawrence Semakula is as the Accountant General. Semakula held the final approval authority for payments. His access level 5, facilitated the overriding of security protocols, raising serious questions about governance within Uganda's financial administration. Jennifer Muhuruzi. Muhuruzi, the Commissioner of Treasury Services, had significant payment oversight responsibilities. Allegations indicate her complicity in validating fraudulent transactions, pointing to grave flaws within institutional checks and balances. Technical team operations. The cyber heist success relied heavily on the actions of the technical team, showcasing serious lapses in system security. They executed critical tasks such as manipulating routing protocols, indicating systematic failures within IT governance. Tony Yahweh. As a senior IT officer, Yahweh modified key system components, directly influencing payment routing. His high-level access underscores significant security vulnerabilities, emphasizing the need for stringent IT oversight. Paul Lumala. Lumala, serving as an IT systems officer, disabled security alert systems, effectively creating pathways for unauthorized transactions. This critical failure demonstrates the challenges of maintaining network security in high-stakes environments. Now, the IFMS, this is the Integrated Financial Management System Analysis, which I talked of. We are going to now give it a review. Excuse me. System architecture pre-breach. Prior to the breach, IFMS, Integrated Financial Management System, incorporated vital components, including a core banking module, payment processing system, international transfer interface, audit trail system, and security protocol layer. Each is designed to streamline and secure financial transactions. Access levels ranged from basic transaction input level 1 to executive override capabilities level 5, providing a complex structure intended to maintain robust control. How the system was compromised. The exploitation of IFMS occurred in several stages, beginning with individuals bypassing sound security protocols through credential exploitation, followed by payment manipulation tactics to divert funds. The compromised system allowed attackers to orchestrate a complex heist, revealing systematic vulnerabilities and internal collusion. Credential exploitation. Attackers utilized active credentials from a departed employee dating back to 2021, accessing the internal network and bypassing initial security protocols. This exploitation of valid credentials marked the first critical step in the heist, emphasizing the need for stringent access controls and credential management. Payment manipulation. Once inside the system, criminals modified SWIFT codes and beneficiary details to divert funds from legitimate accounts. By altering payment routing information during the approval stages, they executed significant transactions without triggering alerts, illustrating systematic weaknesses in transaction verification. Audit trail manipulation. To cover their tracks, attackers deleted system logs and created false verification records, substantially compromising the integrity of the audit trail. This manipulation not only obscured their fraudulent activities, but also highlighted a critical failure in monitoring and auditing practices within IFMS. The breach included the vulnerabilities identified. The vulnerabilities that have been identified, this breach revealed several vulnerabilities, including inadequate access control, weak password protocols, and insufficient verification layers. The IFMS's manual override capabilities and poor encryption standards underscored the systematic weaknesses that allowed for such extensive exploitation and fraud. Integration points within Uganda's financial ecosystem. IFMS is intricately linked with various financial entities, including the Bank of Uganda and the ministries facilitating budget allocation and payment management. These integration points emphasize the necessity for a cohesive security strategy across all levels of Uganda's financial ecosystem to prevent future breaches. International connections and investigations. Manabu operation timeline. The Manabu operation began on October 16, 2024, when the suspect entered Uganda through Entebbe International Airport. During a 3-day stay, the operation involved extensive engagements with local associates and financial institutions to facilitate money laundering activities. Entry and operations in Uganda. Upon arriving, the suspect holding a Japanese passport immediately connected with local accomplices. Multiple bank visits were made during which the suspect authorized transactions that diverted funds through compromised channels, indicating thorough preparation and local expertise. International money trail. The unauthorized transactions originated at the Bank of Uganda with $6.1 million channeled to Roadway Limited in Japan and $5.9 million diverted to MJS International in London. Both routes involved complex networks designed to obscure the true beneficiaries, highlighting vulnerabilities in international banking protocols. Investigation process. Detection of the breach occurred in late September 24 during a routine audit by the Auditor General. The audit revealed a $6.5 million discrepancy, setting off a chain reaction of internal investigations that uncovered the full extent of the theft, totaling 60 billion Uganda currency. Initial detection and escalation. The Ministry of Finance's internal audit quickly escalated the investigation, leading to a comprehensive review of all transactions. This rigorous process revealed numerous unauthorized payments authorized by high-ranking officials, necessitating immediate intervention by law enforcement agencies. Arrests and charges. Arrests followed the detailed investigation with key figures, including Jennifer Muhuruzi and Tony Yahweh, facing serious charges such as fraud and abuse of office. These arrests not only highlighted internal corruption, but also set a precedent for holding officials accountable in financial misconduct cases. Cross-border collaboration. International cooperation was crucial in tracing the funds, especially regarding the cross-border movements of the stolen money. Various countries, including Japan and the UK, participated in investigating the financial networks involved, ensuring a united front against financial crime. Systematic failures and recommendations. Identifying technical vulnerabilities. The heist unveiled key technical vulnerabilities in the Integrated Financial Management System, IFMS, including a lack of multi-factor authentication and outdated encryption protocols. These flaws permitted unauthorized access and manipulation of payment instructions, leading to significant financial loss. Comparative analysis with African systems, comparing Uganda's response to similar cases reveals stark differences. For instance, South Africa employs integrated monitoring systems to detect anomalies, while Nigeria has a unified regulatory framework that significantly reduces cyber fraud, highlighting areas where Uganda can improve. Immediate technical reforms. Reforms such as implementing multi-factor authentication and real-time monitoring should be prioritized to enhance security. Upgrading existing systems to incorporate advanced encryption and timely security patches can significantly mitigate future threats. Long-term strategic changes. Long-term strategies must involve restructuring the Ministry of Finance to establish a dedicated cybersecurity division and ensure compliance with international standards. Regular audits and staff training are essential to fortifying the financial ecosystem against future breaches. Regional cooperation initiatives. South-South cooperation can enhance collective capabilities in managing financial cyber threats. Initiating a regional financial security framework focusing on joint training, intelligence sharing, and collaborative response protocols can strengthen defenses across borders. So, I've talked about the cyber heist in Uganda. I've talked about it previously, but then there was a people were pointing fingers at each other. The Minister of Finance was pointing fingers at the Bank of Uganda, Uganda Central Bank. The central bank pointed the finger at the Minister of Finance, saying that the fraud originated from there. So finally, everything has been put to a rest, and I've done this detailed analysis of how it was done, and hopefully I've talked about many shortcomings in the ecosystem of the Uganda financial architecture, and I talked about the differences in the governance of the banks. I did a video and reviewed sister systems in. I talked about the organogram and how Uganda's structure is not conducive for strict oversight or regulatory adherence, because there is a lot of nepotism and flawed procedures. For instance, you can have personal assistants who have more power and authority than other senior officials. So this does not augur well when there is a when when hastes like this happen. There is a tendency to sub- to to attribute this to even the inefficiencies within the system already, whereby there is no there is no there is no system as robust and professional compared to other countries like Rwanda, Kenya. So in this time, the central bank breathed a sigh of relief, because the big brother who overrides them, the Minister of Finance, was found to be have orchestrated this heist and having people in charge who are actually uh, um, big international criminals with access to to people in other countries whom they plan and organize these heists. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I'll be back with some more uh, videos. I'll be putting it out on YouTube and LinkedIn, what I'm going to talk about next. You will be informed. Thank you for tuning in, and please subscribe to my channel. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. Till we meet again.